so I just put it on my way. I'm zombie but awake. 밤비가 내려와.
What is good, my crazies? Yes, y'all, welcome back to the lab. Lee here in the Stoop, man, and y'all saw that title too as well. We got 8 more new Mandela Effects to blow your mind. Yes, 8 new Mandela Effects to get you going as well. A few of these are from the viewers, but with that said, before we get going, man, y'all remember that some of these Mandela Effects might not be new to you, but they are new to somebody else, so please respect that, as well as, man, leave your comments down below about any Mandela Effects that you enjoyed, as well as any that you see and I would like to talk about, as well as hit that thumbs up and subscribe, because you know that helps the channel tenfold. Now, with that said, let's get this going. Let's get these 8 Mandela Effects for you. Let's start off with number 8. And I'm starting off with Dorothy. Yes, the Wizard of Oz and Dorothy. And this one comes from DKY. And I'm talking about technically her shoes. Yes, the ruby slippers that she wears. Now in my reality, a lot of realities, as well as DKY's reality, he remembers those ruby slippers just being basically red and ruby and slippers. It never had a bow on it like it does now in the movies. In the pictures, you see a red bow on top of her slippers. Yes. Do you always remember that bow on her slippers? Or do you remember it like I remember and DKY remembers it with no slipper? With that too as well, the next Mandela Effect on this one, because we're still on number 8 and we're still on the Wizard of Oz, I'm going to be talking about her socks. Yes, Dorothy's socks have changed. Now I'm going to bring up a picture of Dorothy and how I remember her socks looking. I remember her wearing white socks with her outfit. Well, apparently it has never been white socks. It has changed. The Mandela Effect has hit the Wizard of Oz once again, like it always has. And now Dorothy is wearing these blue socks. They look kind of odd. They do look matchy, but they do look odd. I remember the white socks just because back in the days, there really wasn't many colored socks to do that with. And white just sticks out because it brings out the rubies and the red and the slippers. So what do you remember of this one? Do you always remember like I remember the white socks? Or do you remember the way it is now and always has been with the blue socks? Now, number 7 on our list, we're going to go to that classic television show that all the girls watched, man, even the men did watch too. I'm talking about Sex in the City. Yes, you heard me say Sex in the City because that is exactly how I remember it in my reality and how many people remember it in their realities too. But apparently it has never been Sex in the City. It has always been Sex and the City. But for all you people saying, now it's always been Sex and the City. Well, to me and to a lot of it, it's been Sex in the City, and I have proof right here. Check it out.
The taste of New York. My recipe's infused with Times Square, the Bronx Zoo, and the Sex in the City walking tour.
At one point, I want to be red, and you just stuck with
Yeah,
it.
I had been sort of toying with it, and then when I got cast in Sex in the City, they decided 3 blondes would probably be too much, so.
Right. Well, it looks great.
Thank
It looks
you,
fantastic.
thank you,
I'm going to
thank you. I
start
like
actually
it.
getting mine then.
As you see right there, one of the stars in Sex in the City even describes and says Sex in the City. Now, why would she say Sex in the City? Only reason why she would say that is because it was Sex in the City. But what do you remember? Do you remember it like I remember it, like she remembers it, and many people other remember it as Sex in the City? Or do you remember it the way it is now and how it always has been, Sex and the City? Now, number 6 on our list comes from SideCloud, and I'm talking about that great classic Christmas carol from Bing Crosby, and I'm talking about the 12 Days of Christmas. Yes, the 12 Days of Christmas, we have sung this every Christmas. I sung it in chorus, and you know the lyrics, you're singing it now. Yes, on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Well, what if I told you that your true love didn't give you anything, gave you diddly squat? Your true love sent it to me. Yes, on the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me is now what the lyrics are and have always been. It is wild. It also makes no sense too. Why? Because for the 12 days of Christmas, it's a gift that your true love gave to you because it's the 12 days of Christmas. But you're telling me now that your true love sent you something? How? You means that you're not there? You're not there, or she's not there, so your true love sent to me now? So she's not there? What happened to the true love being there to give you these gifts? But what do you remember? Do you remember it like I remember it and like millions of other people remember it? My true love gave to me? Or do you remember like it's always been, now in this damn universe, my true love sent to me? Number 5 on this list, it blew my mind. I gotta shout out Moneybag73 for this, not also for coming over to the channel, throwing a comment down and saying how he loves me, but as well as for showing me this Mandela effect of my 80s, man. And I'm talking about The Lost Boys. Yes, that great cult vampire movie of The Lost Boys. And I'm talking about Michael's sunglasses. Yes, Michael's iconic sunglasses in this movie have changed. It blows my mind. Throwing pictures up for you right now. Yes, you do see those sunglasses. Do they look awfully weird for you? Yes, they look weird to me. Now in my reality, many realities, as well as Moneybags37's reality, he remembers those glasses being straight black. Why? Straight black. That's exactly how I remember them too. Straight blacked out glasses, black on the sides, black around the rims, black. But apparently they've never been that way. Apparently they've had that silver lining on the side, a silver across the stuff, and it just looks so out of place, especially for an 80s movie of this caliber. It is just boggling to see this and just be in awe. But what do you remember? Do you remember the glasses being the way they are now with that silver brim looking too 90s, 2000-ish? Or do you remember it like I remember it, being straight black, all the way black, kind of those straight black Ray-Bans we all are used to, accustomed of seeing? Let me know. Them damn vampires. Number 4 on this list comes from Rob, and I'm a little bit weird about this one too as well. I'm not quite sure. Maybe my mind is crazy. Maybe I haven't played this in a while, but I'm talking about Super Mario Bros. World 1, Stage 1, and I'm talking about the different sections of where the flower and the magic star was. Yes, the flower and the star. Now, he believes, kind of like I do believe too, where this star is in the wrong place when you receive the star. It is kind of weird, kind of odd. I don't understand why they would put that star towards the end. It's just odd to me, but for some reason, it vaguely, maybe I'm flipping back into universes, I do remember that star being there. But what do you remember? Do you remember the star being where that flower was? Or do you remember exactly where that star is now? Because that one kind of got me a little weird, a little bit there. Number 3 on our list, we're going to The Matrix. I'm going to be talking about Agent Smith, or Mr. Smith yourself. Yes, Mr. Anderson. Yeah, I'm talking about his necktie. Yes, his tie indeed, and it's changed in all of them. And some people might disagree what it is, but yes, his tie. Now, as you see this picture right here, look at his tie and look at the tie clip. Does that look weird to you? Look odd? Do you ever remember Agent Smith having a tie clip? Now, before you great Matrix people come at me, and those non-believers of the Matrix and the Mandela Effect, before you come at me, yes, I know in number 2, Reloaded, yes, the agents did have clip ties on their ties. That's what made the difference of the agents in those and Mr. Smith himself. Mr. Smith never had a clip tie. As I throw these pictures up for you right here, as these are the toys, the marketed line toys that were distributed around the world for you to buy, and you do not see a tie clip at all. You do not see a single tie clip on any of those toys. But what do you remember? Do you remember the tie clip being where it is on Mr. Smith the entire time in all of these movies? Or do you remember, like I remember, Mr. Smith, Agent Smith, not having a tie? Number 2 on our list is going to come from that classic horror movie that started it all, The Candyman. Yes, The Candyman. And how many times are you supposed to say Candyman? Well, in my reality, and a lot of other people's reality, you had to say Candyman 3 times. Yes, 3 times you had to say his name in the mirror with the lights off. That is how I remember it. That's how millions others remember it. But apparently, you never had to say it 3 times. Apparently, it has always been 5. Here, take a look.
What's that thing again?
What thing?
You know? Say what 5 times in the mirror?
You tell me. You proofread the press release, Jerica. Candyman.
You have to say his name 5 times for him to appear. Now, I know many people might get this misconstrued and misflipped around and maybe thinking that we're thinking this wrong because of, Bloody Mary. You had to say Bloody Mary's name 3 times. Or, as Beetlejuice, you said Beetlejuice's name 3 times, he'd appear. Well, that is not the case in my memory. I know each and every one of those, that's just part of my history of growing up. We all have that anchor of a mind that we remember certain things for certain reasons. And I always remember saying Candyman's name 3 times, never 5. But what do you remember? Do you remember the way it is now, how it's always been saying his name 5 times? Or do you remember it like I remember it and other millions of people remember it, just saying his name 3 times? Now, number 1 on this list is going to go back to The Matrix and that infamous saying that we apparently got wrong and we apparently have never heard. And you know what I'm talking about. What if I told you that everything was a lie? Everything you knew was a lie. What if I told you that what if I told you was never said in The Matrix at all? Well, that is right. It was never said. It was never put in The Matrix. It was never that. And we apparently have never heard it. But in my reality, and millions of realities, we do remember Morpheus saying, what if I told you everything that you know is a lie? And, well, here's a little bit of the famous quotes from that movie of him saying, what if I told you? Now, how can we misconstrue this whole thing? Because this is what The Matrix was about, and that was just that significant line because we all use it. I use it in my damn psychedelic adventures. What if I told you all of this isn't real? What if I told you all of this is a lie? What if I told you that you are in the Matrix? What if I told you was that scene of the line? And that is just one of those iconic lines. With that too as well, the Mandela effect on this one too, as well as exactly where he said that. Now, some people say he said that when he was meeting Neo for the first time. What if I told you you were living a lie? Some people also remember him saying this when he's walking through the Matrix with the lady in the red dress and he flips around. You know how that goes in. What are you saying? I can dodge bullets. But what do you remember? Where do you remember that saying being said at? And do you remember Morpheus saying, what if I told you? Let me know down below. There you go, 8 more new Mandela Effects to blow your mind, a couple in the bonuses too as well. Man, if you enjoyed any of those, man, remember to hit that thumbs up. Leave those comments about what you thought about these and yours as well. And don't forget to subscribe because let's get there, let's get it going again. With that, man, I appreciate each and every one of you. And you remember, man, y'all keep your mind open because of those eyes will see everything in front of you.
Hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.